I will never in my life go back to using a regular monitor again. What up, if you're new here, listen, I do tech reviews and I think I'm a pretty cool guy. So if you like tech reviews, hit that subscribe button. So I just caught me a new ultra wide. This isn't like the newest thing on the market. It is a LG 38-inch ultra wide. It's been around for a while, but I decided to pick one up. That's not my first time using ultra wides. I've used MSI's 34-inch ultra wide before, but I just kind of didn't like it and I ended up upgrading into the Apple Studio Display. And don't get me wrong, the Apple Studio Display is great, but it just can't do the same things that I like to do with this ultra wide. Now, ask me what I mean. What do you mean? I'm a big person on productivity, so anything that can make me more productive is what I will use, and I don't mind paying money for it. But the reason I got this ultra wide is because I was able to get it on sale, and it was expensive, but not as expensive as the newer models. Now you can get ultra wides all the way from $300 all the way up to like $2,000, and I got mine kind of smack dab in the middle, right around $900, $1,000. But the reason I got the one in the middle is because one, it had the features I was looking for, like the USB Type-C, the multiple inputs, the ability to plug in a USB device, and the fact that it had a few extra inches on the back end. Fellas, don't believe what she says, a few inches does matter. Now, would I recommend getting the most expensive ultra wide out there? No, that's just not my recommendation. It's not something I would do, so I'm not gonna tell you guys to do it. However, I do think it is worth it to go and research to find one that you would like, because once you start using an ultra wide, it's gonna be hard to go back. Now, what I mean is I'm able to use so many different windows at one time, and it's been able to really help me streamline my productivity and be able to get things done just that bit faster. And that's just something that I didn't know I was missing until I knew I was missing it. Now you got ultra wides that have super good displays, and you have some that have really bad displays. Now, me personally, my display is the 1440p version. I wouldn't recommend going anything below that because I've seen 1080p ultra wides and they just look extremely bad. So if you don't want a display that looks like crap, don't go 1080p. They also have monitors that go all the way up to 5K, 2K resolution. I would love that monitor, but that one is like almost $2,000. And I can't personally see myself spending that on a monitor, even though I bought the studio display, but don't hold that against me. All right, guys, real quick, since this video is not sponsored, I ended up making my own wallpapers, and I think they look really good on both your phone and your desktop. So if you like these wallpapers and you want to check them out, they're super affordable. I will put the link down in the description. Appreciate you. Now, if you're using your ultra wide to do productivity things, which I would assume you are, then one of the things you're going to be doing is reading text, which is why I say don't go for a lower resolution, because at lower resolutions, text just doesn't look good at all. And that's also a reason why I didn't get the 45-inch model LG has for their ultra wide, is because a lot of reviews kept telling me that text looked really bad on that because of the resolution. Now, knowing their 40-inch model, they have a fix for that because it's a 5K resolution, so it's higher resolution, text looks better. It's just a better panel, and a lot of people say that's the best thing that they can find as far as ultra wides. I would probably test it out for you guys, but it's just not something that I would keep. But for this model that I got, and I can link the model down in the description, for this model that I got, text has not been an issue for me. Now, I have to say, this panel has just honestly been better than I expected. When you're taking a step down as far as the panel is concerned from the studio display, images might not look the best, but it is not so far off that I have to complain or I can't, it's unusable. I'm able to still use this for color grading and stuff like that, and I just put it on my laptop for a final check before I export. But yeah, it's still been pretty cool on that. Now, one of the things about getting an ultra wide is going to be that it's going to be a heavier monitor. So one of the things that I learned from that experience is that if you have a monitor arm and you go for a larger ultra wide, you're probably going to have to upgrade your monitor arm, which means not only are you spending a lot of money for the ultra wide, but you're also going to spend a lot of money, like $300 just for a monitor arm. Now, what if you don't want to go with a monitor arm like, you know, some people might not want to go with? Well, ultra wides come with big stands. I mean, genuinely, there are large stands to the ultra wides because they have so much weight to support. So I would always recommend getting a monitor arm. But if you don't want to get one, hey, that's on you, man. deal with the big stand. Then you have the ability to use USB Type-C. Now some monitors come with Thunderbolt. This one specifically, I don't think it's a Thunderbolt port. I think it's actually USB Type-C, but it still gives me the ability to use the USB Type-A devices like a webcam or maybe like extra lights or something, whatever you want to plug in back there, it'll work and it'll work seamlessly. And I work from multiple computers, so being able to take one USB Type-C cord, plug it into all 3 of my computers and being able to switch seamlessly is just something that I can't replace. Not to mention being able to be more productive while I switch is exactly why I got this monitor. So it does take up space on my desk, but I have the monitor desk shelf, so that actually allows me to have a little bit extra room underneath the monitor of usable space is what I would call it. And I actually have a little shelf right at the monitor, and that's where I ended up putting my webcam because it doesn't really interfere with my screen when I'm doing calls or anything. Now, if I'm not doing a call, then I might slide it underneath if I just have to have that space clear, but it doesn't really bother me. And I can just lift the monitor up a little bit and get rid of that little indentation from where the webcam is. So that's what I did. If you like that, maybe you should try that, but that's what I did. The benefit of looking for an ultra wide is that there are plenty of options on the market. So don't just be trying to get the one that I got or get a lower one. Literally take your time and try to find exactly what fits for you, because I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find something. And really, man, that's all that I got to say, man. I'm not using the regular monitor again. But that's it for this video. Peace.